Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to my little channel. I don't know why I feel like I ain't been on here in a good while, but I'm here. This past couple of days has been, it's been beautiful but crazy at the same time. I had to get on more medication for my throat. It was like, come on, I had strep throat again. But it was like the beginning stages of strep throat, because I do something wasn't right. Like my throat felt hot. I was like, okay, something ain't right. So I went back to the doctor's office and they was like, oh yeah, you had the beginnings of strep throat. So I was on pills for that. And then this wet, dry, wet cough I keep having. And it's like, because this Ohio weather is crazy, y'all. Like right now, it's an overcast. It is going to rain out here. So I'm sitting on my patio. I have a covered patio. So when it start raining, I'll still be dry. But it's just, the weather been crazy here in Ohio. But anyway, today I'm gonna come at y'all with two things. The first thing I'm gonna talk to y'all about is customer service. Customer service is not what it used to be. Okay, these past couple of years, okay, like I said before, it got worse. Like the tipping thing, it got worse after COVID. Like during COVID and after COVID. So we still have COVID, but it wasn't like it was in 2020. Okay, it was on the news like 15, 25 times a day, But the tipping culture became crazy. Customer service has gotten much worse. When you walk into a establishment, whether it's a restaurant, any other kind of whether government building, any kind of business, whatever. When you walk in, first of all, the employee shouldn't be like, what you want. You know what I'm saying? That's bad right there. And the customer shouldn't be like, sup. Or just, I'm here to, that kind of stuff. Customer service, it's just crazy. But the crazy part is, you can be, as an employee, you could be as sweet and kind to people. You're going to still have an a-hole. Okay? You're going to still have an a-hole. They come to your desk, your counter, your window, or wherever you are. I don't care if you're a doctor, nurse, mail carrier, you do work, your secretary, you could be a cashier. You're gonna always have a-holes. Sometimes for some of it's daily. Some people, they have them daily. You know what I'm saying? And there's no reason to be like that on people's jobs. I'm gonna tell y'all what I did, because see, I'm a Virgo, so I don't know if anybody else is like this, but if you read about Virgos, we ain't the ones to be messed with. Okay, all right. Now, this is what I did. This was probably about 10, 11 years ago. Now, my job, I'm not gonna say everything I do, because I do a lot, but on my job, I also part of my job is helping people get proper housing and jobs and stuff like that. Just get them back on their feet a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Give them a little push. Get them back on their feet. That's part of my job. It's not my whole job, but it's part of it. So a young lady came to me begging for help, and I did nothing but was kind and gentle. Yeah, that thunder. There you go. I was nothing but kind and gentle to this young lady. Very gentle to her. She was younger than me. She was about 11, 12 years younger than myself. But I was still saying, yes, ma'am. Oh, no, ma'am. Oh, okay. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. So I'm trying to help her get on her feet, to get her housing, and to also get her a job, a decent job first, and get her some housing, So the fact that you are she was unemployed. How you gonna, because when they say beggars can't be choosers, you know what I'm saying? That's what she was. She was a beggar, but she wanted to choose. You can't sit up and have no income, but you want to live this lavish life. You want to live in these bad condos that's $3,000 or $4,000 a month that your punk ass can't afford, okay? But I helped the young lady with a job first, okay? Then housing came. So I had to find out, okay, how much was she making on her job, so she can, to equal the amount of rent she can pay with housing, whether it's subsidized or a full, market rate rent or whatever. But she didn't want to move where it was like 6 or 7 places. I'd say, well, you can move here, you can move there. That's some of the information I got it from my sister, who also does work like that for the city here. And these places were, they was like, maybe it was just, she said it was just her. She had no kids, whatever. And she said the places was like, these like 1-bedroom places that, you know, that was all, you know, scattered. But she wanted something like, she wanted some top-notch type of stuff. How you want top-notch when you making, you know, about, you know, $8.50, $9 an hour? You was homeless. You ain't had nowhere to go. I got you a job, and I'm getting you a place to stay for about, you know, about $5.50 a month. She ain't want that. She didn't want that. So she came to my job, the neck rolling and this and all that. No, don't ever walk up on me doing all this and all this neck nonsense. I don't play that, okay? You got me something. I didn't want that. I come to my job mad at me because I gave you a job and a place to stay. You that upset at you? But there's people out here who's homeless who ain't got that. So she did all this and making a scene and all this nonsense. I don't play that kind of bullshit. Not me. Not I don't do that. So I told her, I said, you know what? I just said, you know what? If you don't want the place, give it to the next person who may want the place. Because I helped you to the best of I went over and beyond to help you. Okay? So then I knew where she worked at. And you know what I did? I went to her job. She worked at a department store. I went to her job. Just for the hell, I just went there. A store I go to a lot anyway. I went there, made my purchases, and I saw her she was a cashier at the store. So I went up to the counter, and I just made a big-ass hoopla. Why is this like this? Why is the price so high? They ain't the price that was back there. Why the price? I did it on purpose. And I said, you remember me? And she looked at me, and she kind of like that little fake giggle. Like, oh, you remember who I am? Look at me. You remember me? And she looked at me. I said, you remember who I am? This is probably about 6 months after she came to my office with all this bullshit here. Yeah, that right there. So I went to her job and brought some stuff. I just made a scene for the hell of it. And I said, do you see how I feel? For somebody to come to your job and be twerking their neck all like this and pointing their finger with your long punk ass nails on all after this motherfucker right here. You doing all this bull. You can't come at me like that. Cause see, I'm the kind of person, I catch you on the outside and I body slam your motherfucking ass. I'm not the person on that. I don't play them games with nobody. Don't disrespect me on my job or in my house. Disrespecting me on my job was like disrespecting me in my house. I've been at that job for 30 MFing years, and I'd be motherfucked if somebody could come to my job and disrespect me, and double motherfuckers somebody come to my house and disrespect me. I'm telling y'all, customer service is horrible. But what I did, I gave her a taste of her own medicine. After I made a hoopla about the price of something, and I did it just for the hell of it. I say nothing wrong with the price of this stuff. I just did that because that's how you did me on my job when you came to see me 6 months ago. And then she looked at me kind of like that shame, kind of like, you know, head down. And then she kind of like, I'm sorry, Mr. Neese. Oh, you remember my name is Mr. Neese. Okay. See, I pay people back. I'm going to get you back for what you did to me. It may not be tomorrow. It may not be next week. It may not even be next year. But I'm going to get you. I'm going to play you at your own silly-ass, childlike games, okay? I don't play that stuff. And that girl did nothing but show me nothing but the utmost respect. She even let me use her discount one time. I came back into that store. And I asked her, are you still in that same place? She said, yes, ma'am. I'm still. She said, the place is it's nice. But I just thought I can do better. That's fine. The place wasn't bad. If you think you can do better, that's fine. But your pockets say you can do better than this apartment. If you don't have the extra $400-500 a month to pay the rent, then what you gonna do, Slim? When you gotta pay for your electricity, you need a phone, you need to eat. But you was homeless and jobless. And you came to me for help, and I helped you. Beggars can't be choosers, yo. You know? You can't come to nobody with your hands out, you know, saying you hungry. It gives you a sandwich, and you're like, I don't want that sandwich. I want a steak. You ain't fucking mind. You know how sense that it don't make no sense. It's senseless. It doesn't make any sense. If I'm hungry, give me a sandwich. I don't give them peanut butter and jelly. Give it to me. Give me a cup of water so I can feel good. Cause my belly is rumbling. I can feel my spine through my stomach. You know what I'm saying? I'm hungry. You know, You can't be, beggars can't be choosers. That's the truest statement, okay? You can't. That is crazy. But yes, the wind is blowing. You can see all this stuff back here. The thunder, I can hear it in the distance back here. It's starting up. So yes, so again, customer service is crazy. I don't know who came out and said the customer is always right. Whoever came up with that slogan, need their ass beat. If they dead, they need to be dug up and get their ass whooped for saying the customer is always right. The customer is not always right, child. That was somebody who must have had their own business or something like that and just wanted to me, saying that to me is like, you got to kiss the customer's ass. They can come in and say any damn thing. They ain't right. The customer is not always right, child. Okay? No, they're not. Okay? But on a much lighter, fluffier note, I made a purchase today. So, like I said, I do love home decor. Right now, I'm looking at my yard like, I got a lot of work to come out here and do. Mainly, the most of the work out here are leaves. Leaves. Yeah. So I come out here, I'm going to use my lawnmower and cut my leaves up. But I made a nice little purchase from the at-home store today. So we're going to go on the inside of the house. And we're going to look at that right quick. So, and I got to come out here and finish my porch. I started doing my porch, but I had to stop because the weather was tripping. And again, I wasn't feeling my best. So we're going to go to the house and look at this purchase. Because I don't know if you can hear it, but the thunder is rumbling out here. Let's go look at that right quick. Okay, this beauty right here, this is a floor candle holder. I thought this right here was so pretty. I ordered it from the at-home store. You see the regular price was $49.99, but they had 25% off. Yeah, they had a clearance. And I took advantage of that. And I ordered it, and it was at my front door when I got home from work today. So, yep. Very cute. So I'm going to put a real pretty candle on the top of this darn thing. Let it do what it's going to do. But I thought this right here was so pretty. I was like, ooh, I like. Now, they did have another one. This right here is a 25-inch tall one. They had another one that was 31 inches tall. But I ordered it. And then they emailed me back and said it was out of stock at my nearest store. So I said, dang. So I said, we go ahead and get the other one, the 25-inch one. So I got this one. So, yep. Thought this right here was so cute. Yeah, so I'm going to get a real big pretty. I think I got a few of them. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and put a like a Bath and Body Works candle on top of it. So, I'm going to test it out right quick first and see what it do. Okay, I just put this on top for the heck of it for now, just to see. But, yeah, I thought this right here was cute. So, I'm going to get another, I'm going to go in my stash and get a real pretty candle to put on top. But what I'm going to do, though, I'm going to get one of those candles. I got a few of them. The candle that look like a candle, but it's not. I'm going to get one of those. I have a few of them in here, but I'm going to go ahead and buy a new one to put on top of here. So, cause I want this thing to, tip over or whatever and have real flames on this darn thing. I don't need that to have my house on fire. Oh, no, we don't need them shits right there. No, 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 no. So, what I'm going to do is get a, I guess they call it like the flameless candle that look like a candle. I'm going to get that to put on top of here. So, I'll probably go out and just order one of those from Amazon or something. So, yeah. Cute candle holder. I like. It's from the at-home store. But alright, you guys. That's all. That is it for today on this here hump day. Okay. I said let me go ahead and come in the house because the wind's started picking up. And it's about ready to rain. Okay. It's about ready to get down outside. So, they did say a bad storm was coming through here. And I don't want no parts of it. So, I said let me come on in the house. But yeah, the candle, like I said, is from the at-home store. 25% off. The 31-inch tall one was gone. So this right here is a 25-inch tall one. So, yep, I can hear the thunder again. Yeah. But anyway, you guys take care. Lay low, stay out of the way. And I will get back with y'all in my very next video. Thank you so much for checking in. Thank you so much for watching. Deuces and God bless.